My name is Albert Tam from Download Silo. Today we are going to have a Facebook live session or webinar on CrawlQ, Reddit Quora Add-ons webinar. The founder of CrawlQ, Mr. Harish Kumar. So hi Kumar, how are you?
I'm good, Albert. How are you?
Fine, fine. So we are here again to meet our members here. So I hope that after today's webinar, they will know that they have two extra secret weapons for this audience intelligence in order to get the persona of their prospective audience prospective customer. So without further ado, I would like to say a few words first before we actually start the webinar. As usual, I need to remind them to type their name as well as also to allow this chat restream to actually display their photo as well as their name during the live session by clicking this link, https chat.restream.io/Facebook FB. So guys, if you can see me and see Haris, please say something in the chat so that we know that you are around. Okay, we see that Ankit Jetli is here
Good.
and maybe a few more guys. So guys, please comment something so that we can know that you are around. So Haris, why don't you tell us? I mean, I do not know that this is actually been secretly prepared behind the scenes. I was never get to know that there are something behind. So, but anyway, this is something good. Reddit and Quora are two of the most what they call whatever people hang around, in their free time as well in the official time, where they talk about all kind of things in the thread. So what makes you think that Reddit and Quora will actually help CrawlQ?
Right. Thank you, Albert. I think as you have seen, Google is too much exploited as a channel. Everyone want to be on Google, right? And when you want to be on Google, you want to make sure that you create content which is optimized for Google, but also in a way optimized for your brand. And in general, you follow some set of principles. You don't explicitly reveal kind of details that you would reveal in a close circle, right? So what is then different from Google and Reddit and Quora? And they're also kind of two different platforms, right? But then on the Reddit and Quora, if I take example of Reddit, people are direct and people reveal things which they won't like to put in the blogs or articles on Google. Practical tips, guides, advice, resources, anything that you can think of for any topic. They will go into more details, informal details that you won't find actually on the Google. So that's a big difference, because there you can get more different type of data which is more user generated, and which is for kind of talking point between the actual users, rather than something which is highly optimized for SEO community or SEO purpose or brand purpose only, right? So kind of signal that you get from Reddit are very very user generated elements of the content, and the signal then we can take from there and pass to Athena can help us to get even better content, because then we can inject user generated and actual voice, right, to Athena training and to our content. So now coming back to Quora is becoming more like marketers' favorite platform to get engaged, and it's more like a becoming more formal. It's not like sort of you do like direct chat there, but you give answers which are very very informative. I will give you example right now. So I think let me check if I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, please share your screen because it's
Yes.
no more shared. Yeah.
Yes. So hope you can see my screen. Um, Let me come back to same example. Like I posted a question for a test on Quora. I said, should I quit my job before starting my startup? This was just a example question. Anyone can go, if you have account, you can go to Quora. You can just post a question. The moment you post a question, it will suggest automatically that these are the people, potential set of people who can answer your question. So I selected, I think 20 people, and I think it's have a limit. So you cannot ask like hundreds of people, but it will time out and say, okay, this is the limit. You have reached the limit. Now you can see the kind of responses I got, and it will be not like easy for us to go through all these details. Like I can read some of them, but these answers that I got, you have seen like I can upload them, I can downvote them, right? I have the power as a user to upvote, downvote. I can upvote this answer or downvote this answer. So upvote and downvote is a very special feature. I can start engaging with them. I can start sharing their answers. Maybe I can ask more questions. So you see, it's very interactive, right? It's very, very interactive. You have seen how many people have answered this question, and I could potentially think all of them as my audience and start researching about them. This person is in London, is a specialist in international relations, is more academic in nature than this person and that person. You see, many people you can get connected easily. So it's also an idea of social lead generation. Marketers call it social listening, but the kind of engagement that you get here is very, very useful. And imagine that if we can inject this knowledge back to Athena and also draw this information to create content, it's very powerful. Now, the same question I put in the Google: should I quit my job before starting my own startup? And I got this first ranking article from the company. Now, if I skim through this article, well, kind of generic advice. Do you have people relying on ability to bring certain income? Do I need to get out of my current job? So this particular piece of information, of course, useful, is still informative, but the depth of information that I got here on the Quora is much more um given by different types of people, right? And different types of perspective they are bringing into this answer. So that helps me to then work on this information and bring it back to Athena. So I think that's the kind of solid use case you can see already. You can uh, select your niche, um, try 10 different questions, select some people that will be suggested by Quora, or if you have already community on the Quora, you will ask and share those questions to answer, or you can answer questions, right? You can also post. But what we are doing with Quora Reddit add-on is, with Quora, we are taking those questions and some partial answers. And then based on this information, we are creating more predictive questions and more predictive answers. So we are not kind of taking as it is everything. For example, if I need to do the same topic and I train Athena on should I quit my job before starting a startup, uh, it's not going to take all the hundreds of answers from here, but few sample answers which are highly relevant, and then the question answer pair, or similar other questions. You can see related questions, right? So then related question: when should you quit your day job to focus full time on a startup? Can you build a startup without quitting your full time job? These all related questions will also be pulled, and a potential answer will be generated based on our already pre-done research in CrawlQ, right? So that's a very elegant approach, because you're not only reusing the information that is user generated, but on top of that you are adding additional set of information which is aligned with your market research. Similarly, on the Reddit, you can find different types of subreddits. So there are many popular subreddits depending on your interests. Like for example, I joined this SEO growth, entrepreneur, digital marketing. One of my favorite was RSAS, where I started getting some engagements when I started posting some of my content. So these subreddits actually are very, very niche oriented. You can also filter them. But the most important thing here, you see there are these criteria. Hot means the post which is trending, new post which are just submitted, top means they are getting more upvotes and they are getting top and top. And I think here maybe rising, right? So what we do, I had a detailed research on this. What mean by they have the algorithm. Reddit has an algorithm, and in my research, I found that if I pick the top post, then they are good because then on average they got higher upvotes, higher engagements in terms of comments. So it's not just like upvotes, but there is algorithm from Reddit which determine what is hot, what is new, what is top, what is rising. So of course we cannot collect all the posts and their comments. So we decided to take sort of top post. Now coming back to, I think I already highlighted the importance of Reddit and Quora, and many of you already know this. But let me jump through one like marketing video that we created, and then I go into more detail and take you further. Yeah, shall we do that?
Sure.
This video
Uh,
I'll play.
there's no sound.
There is no sound.
Yeah, I
Do
don't
you?
hear
Okay,
the.
okay. Maybe then I will drop the link. Uh, but the main idea here, um, I already covered, for example, Reddit. Reddit is kind of social news aggregation platform. Initially, it started. It's also web content rating and discussion websites where registered user can submit content such as text, posts. We know everything about this, right? Reddit is getting kind of very popular. It's just after, I think, third or fourth channel in United States after the LinkedIn. I think it's third or fourth. I forgot. And Quora is also very popular in terms of the attention that user getting. So on the Reddit, if we compare, okay, on the Reddit, there are 52 million daily active users, and these active users are creating content which is user centric. There are 4.5 million subreddit, which is almost like micro niches to find your audience and do your audience research. There is 2.5 billion user generated comments already on the Reddit. 58% of the Reddit population is kind of young people in the age group of 18 and 29. So if you're ideas or if your business is more attractive to this age group of people, then definitely this platform has a lot similar voices, similar content, resonance there. I mean, and you can see here you have more time on the Reddit, 9 minutes 29 seconds you have it to grab the attention. So there's more time people spend on average, and it's not like Google's few click of second and then gone. No, the on Reddit average you get more time to attract people or get attention from the people. Similarly, Quora is more like a question answer website, but 67,000 new questions are asked every day, which is 130 new answers are given every every minute. 10 million daily active users are there on Quora, 1 million views or 10,000 upvotes. I mean, if you have very good post, right? I don't think my post was like unique or question was unique. If you have really good question or post, it has potential to generate 1 million views, 10,000 upvotes, and 1,000 comments. So that's the kind of possibility we are looking if we really tap the source on the Quora. So the exposure is big. Now, without going too much into more detail, if you're still not on the Reddit and Quora, then you're losing this, right? You are not getting anything out of it. But imagine if you are not there and still you can tap the content that is there, the information that is there, the kind of user generated um, knowledge that is there, and inject into your content. then still it is great, and you can use that content generated back and start your marketing campaign on Reddit and Quora. Be organic or be just informal. The biggest difference that I want to highlight here between other channels and the Reddit and Quora, that you cannot promote your product or service directly there. You have to build first bridges. You need to build relationships. You need to be very very careful, especially on Reddit, that you don't start promoting your content or your product or service in your content directly. You these platforms are value driven, but once you start engaging, building bridges, then there are different possibilities to start private messaging and other things. So I think marketers are underutilizing both the channels, but there is a huge potential that you go there with a strategy, and while you work on your content, you use the strategy also while you create content inside the CrawlQ. For example, I have created this whole copy inside CrawlQ. I also, of course, ask feedback um, from different people, improved it over a period of time. But this is the direct copy that I have created. I can share more details if you guys are interested. There are I got inspiration from this while I was looking at it. There are many facts about Reddit, and I can show you, Quora. This infographic was awesome. Like I got so much to know why this platform is so unique and why we are missing this. I'll drop some links maybe in the post later about this. But then let's go back and see how it works in practice. Yeah.
Okay, that would be good.
So I'm sure if you have a workspace or if you have worked before with CrawlQ, I'm sure you're familiar with this interface. It asks you to initiate some seed input. Once you have the seed input, then of course you can expand your research, do different levels of research, and to enable Reddit and Quora, you don't have to do all the way to research. You can just in the first stage on the top of the funnel, when you're done your research, you can add them. So I have pre done here one workspace, and I will show you the buyer persona for that. Once you have your research, of course you can directly train Athena using this. So if you don't have subscription to Reddit and Quora Add-on, then once you click it here, it will ask you for the purchase of this subscription. So I mean, you cannot select it without having that. Once you start selection, it asks you. So this is way to get into it. And when you power up Athena, everything remains as it is. Think of this additional data sources as enrichment to the existing data on the Google. So if you're familiar a little bit how it works, like you have your market research, which directly feed into Athena. You have all the content that you're creating, which also explicitly or kind of implicitly feed into Athena. You have also an option to feed it directly a URL, uh, which I'll show you how. Then you have different market research insights that also go to Athena. Then we have different sources: Google as a search intent source, URL as a search intent source. Then of course we added Reddit and Quora additional sources here. Now, once Athena is trained with this additional information, but always we make sure that the market research is overriding. So your ideal prospect that you have chosen, whom you are talking to, is always on the top of the layer, regardless of which source you have. So that doesn't mean that if we are adding Reddit or Quora, we are not changing the semantic structure or the main goal where CrawlQ's foundation is there. CrawlQ's foundation is to target to a specific audience, to talk to a specific audience, right? So this market research is kind of overriding, and some element of the research, for example, a niche, ideal prospect, I can show you more detail, but they always stays on the top. regardless of what kind of different sources you feed in. And then on the other side, you can create content, blog content, copywriting a script. You can feedback your whole research again into the different levels of the research, like next, middle of the funnel or bottom of the funnel. So I hope this diagram gave a kind of clarity. What is Athena? Athena is like semantic search engine plus semantic assistant, which connect all the ideas together and then feed through different ideas into the content process. Now, if you have not seen yet, there is this CrawlQ search, or sorry, Athena search. We call it, should not call it differently, but CrawlQ search, Athena search, they are same. But if you have trained Athena on different sources, they will also appear here. So suppose example, um, let's say we have trained Athena on topic, should I quit my job? You can also see in this information icon, you will read in the first line, uh, it will use should I quit my job as a main topic of interest. So this main topic of interest is always picked up from your research in in this section. Define your semantics. This is the main topic of interest. When you retrain Athena, you can always change it, but this main topic of interest is crucial because this is kind of linking pin between different sources, because it's collect the data based on this main topic of interest. And you can always source of kind of filter the sources. So I can search here again, should I quit my job, and then I can specifically select Quora, or let me just show you Reddit, and I can search inside it. This search bar is available everywhere throughout the application. And if you want to see it more differently, I'll show you how. So you see, first search came. I'm looking for an advice. However, please don't be mean to me. I'm already in extreme overwhelm. Blah blah blah. This is coming from Reddit. The second one also, of course, we have filter on Reddit. So you see all this information that is coming from Reddit. It's already inside the Athena. It's already Athena has the knowledge about it. And when we create content like Ask Me Athena or Write Me Athena, we will be feeding this with uh, Athena with these examples of the content. And some of the time, because these language models are intelligent, they understand the intent and the task that we are asking using prompts. So when we supply relevant examples to this method, the content is also influenced. But there is a different layers of the prompt inside CrawlQ, where your market research, then different sources come together, and it's kind of a structure itself, which is kind of difficult to explain on here. But that always make sure that it's always relevant to the target audience that you are targeting. My niche in this was professional SaaS lifetime deal users who want to make money online using side hustles. Sub niche was early adopters of AI in their fields who desire to have more freedom, flexibility, and interest in lifetime deals to lock in future cost. Also, I make one audience. I change the name. It's my friend also, Ken Mojo. Uh, just the name is I changed the name, and I
Can
age
Mojo.
also. Okay. So Ken Mojo is a 35-year-old freelance affiliate marketer who promotes lifetime deals to help his community of 9-5 hustlers to find profitable side gigs. He's now looking for an AI-based product that will help him identify the right audience, the right message, and the right channel to promote his side gigs on Reddit and Quora. So this is the person that I'm targeting, and this is the main topic that I want to discuss in my coffee meeting. Should I quit my job, or then there are relevant topics that are suggested by Athena. How to make money as a freelancer using LTDs, the best way to earn money through blogging using AI tools, right? These are also relevant topic for our community. Online business building using LTD tools, how to get extraordinary results at low cost using LTDs. These are quite relevant topic. It's not I have written. It is these are suggested as a part of this Field with AI market research exercise. So you see, we are in a very relevant topic here. Also, we did our research. We powered Athena with already Reddit and Quora as a sources. I can also show you Quora. So we can again search, or let me show here because there's more better interface. Our goal with this feature is it should look like exactly how you search in Google with different rankings, previews of the links, everything. So this is coming up, but you have the bare bone structure already here. Let me search the query. Should I quit my job before starting my side gig, or let's say side? And we can filter here this time only Quora and Reddit. And I will show you the difference also when I do that with other sources. So basically, Reddit is giving us long information. You can see it's like bigger comments. Quora uh, is answer to a question. You can see here, Quora this answer to a question. It's very structured answer. It's not shown like that here, but if we format this, that different points like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see it's a structured answer here. Reddit, Quora, Quora, Reddit, Quora. You can imagine now this information, if it is going with Athena and the content, obviously content going to be quite super relevant because it's not coming from Google. Now, if I also add Google and market research, you will see more different results of the same search. So Reddit, uh, this question that I asked, it got very highly relevant result from still Reddit. But market research was just should I quit my job? This also evidence you that how Athena makes semantic connection. Should I quit my job? Then from market research directly coming up, should I quit my job? Then of course this is quite a big answer. This is big answer. Again here we are dominated by Reddit and Quora, so we don't see them. But these are the Google results. These are the Google results. When you see search intent, these are the Google result. Here you see again a structured result which came from Google. Now I want to clarify when I say Google result, we when we power up Athena and we have topic should I quit my job, from Google, we are only collecting the metadata and the link and some keywords related to that content. We are not crawling the whole website and link. Why? Because we don't want to pollute our Athena with all the results that are there in that blog or content. Otherwise, we are going to mimic what our uh, competitors are already writing there. In order to understand our competitors, there is a different approach. When you go inside editor, there's a serve data, you can draw information in a different way, but here we are just calling that metadata. And why it is important? Because this is how Google has understood this topic, and this is what we want to feed Athena, that how Google has understood this topic on different website. And that information is important to give some seed and direction to Athena to write further. And that's on purpose like that. But if you want to consume competitor content, then there's another way to do that. Obviously at this question, at this stage, you guys have already questions, and I will come back to questions and I'll try to wrap up this fast. So once you have trained Athena with these sources, you can obviously go back to content creation. I already have content created here. I want to quit my job and start my own business. That was title of the content. I published this blog on our website, um, and this is quite informative blog. But the most important thing, if I want to use Quora and Reddit, it's important that you select them here. You see mode. Uh, you should not confuse with these filters, because this is a feature which is search feature. You can search. And it's handy sometime when you're creating content. If you want to see, do Athena know this context already, and in what information Athena has on this, you can always search here. But you have to turn this mode on while you're writing. So if I turn Quora and Reddit, right, and then when I write something or ask Athena to do something, it will pick up sources from this. But at the same time, uh, it's not going to reject our main target audience was Ken Mojo. We're writing everything here for Ken Mojo and similar group of audience, right? So it's always going to preserve that kind of structure, but it will add examples, additional examples when I write something. So let's say, should I will try to do one live example. Should get my job? It's a bit slow because maybe response is coming slow. Uh, should I quit my job before starting my startup or business? Doesn't matter. Uh, question mark. Now you know that we, when if you're familiar with CrawlQ, there are two things: write me Athena and ask me Athena. So write me Athena works, um, and both works in a similar way. But the subtle difference is if you select a longer text of let's say 22 words, then write me Athena complete that sentence and complete that paragraph and even write more paragraphs. So, but you have to select more than 22 words in order to do that. But if there are less than 22 words, then it try to uh, still complete this or create a new context around it. Um, but when you do ask me Athena, it always give a structured answer in the sense of bullet points or some very specific structure. And in both these cases, we always will be adding these sources, Quora and Reddit. So they are always there. So let me use this time, write me Athena and see what comes up. You see, should I quit my job before starting my stuff? There's no one size fit answer to all this question. As the decision of whether or not to quit your job before starting your business will vary depending on the specific situation and circumstances involved. However, some key factors to consider when making this decision may include one, two, three, four. Now, let's do the test. Let's put this information back here into search and see what is the information that is already there. So first one was from Google. Okay, I need to filter. One moment. I need to create simple again the same filter, Quora and Reddit, and let me ask the same information again. There are a lot of different ways to start your own business. This was from Quora. The second one you can see starting. There is no one size fit answer to this question. Are you the point one was are you passionate about what you do? Point two was do you have any source of income? Is your career progression possible? Now you see there's very semantic similarity in the first and so when I selected this, the first example was picked up by Tina from Quora and also from second, but it has not repeated this as verbatim. It has taken this example, given the other structure, it has reproduced this content, but in a specific way where intent is determined. Like what we are intending to write here, for whom we are intending to write here. And that's important because we don't want to copy paste the answer which is already there on Quora and Reddit. We just want to direct our language model in such a way that it understands the job, the intent, and reproduce that content in a way which is unique and different. So I hope this demonstrate you, all of you, that how the content, different source like Reddit and Quora is getting plugged, and how we get a different answer. I will completely get different answer if I select the mode market research or Google only, because then we are injecting a different pattern, different seed into it, right? So that was from my side on this demo today. I hope I try to take you from end to end, like how you can start research, how can you add these Quora and Reddit as a source, how you can see in the filter when you do content creation. Remember to add Athena mode on, which is on top here, and we are now coming to a stage where you can publish your blog directly from here. I did it already. It's also indexed on the Google. Here there is an iframe code, so you don't have to go again and again into your WordPress site. You can do everything here. So if you embed this iframe into your WordPress site as a code embed, then whenever you update this article, it will be updated there as well. Um, you want to see the live example? Resources blog. This is the blog. It's already published, indexed, and it's on the Google. And this is directly now recreated from what I showed you inside. And let's see what we wrote is here or not. Yes. So this is what I showed you on the call. It's directly updated here. It's like just Google Docs are updated. Anything that you write directly updated. So if you're using this mechanism, of course, uh, you don't need to go to your WordPress site again. All your article, everything you can manage at one place. What we want to get rid is, of course, you don't want to show the logo here. You want to have your own logo. Restructure this in a little bit more better way. Make sure that these are some images should be, of course, mobile friendly. But this we are working on the scene. But I have submitted this URL for in Search Console, and it passed all the tests of the Search Console. Some of the blog that I have written in this way is also uh, ranking on the top page of the Google that you can check. For example, if you search uh, the next blog, top 10 remote working challenges for HR executives. If you search with this long tail intent, you'll find this blog. Again, this is already on the in the same way inside the editor. I can go keep editing this. You see all these images, everything is inside the editor of CrawlQ. I can show the workspace and where it is, but you see my point here. So this is an kind of very good feature. If it develops in its full potential, then you will see the benefit. And yesterday, just before I go to question answer, I want to show you one more thing. It's like brand story framework. So there are different types of stories or framework you can create, but given the given the kind of data that we have inside CrawlQ, we can come up with many different frameworks. One of this framework was problem agitation solution. Another is problem desire roadblock result pain benefit. So suppose for example I want to create a story, and this is what this content already start with a story about Janine and what she was struggling with. Here, it picks up the story. So let's say Ken Mojo loves his life. He has a great job and support his family. All he wants is to live a happy and fulfilling life. But the future isn't looking so bright for him. Ken's anxiety has been driving force in his life, and it's been holding him back. In his anxiety, Ken has difficulty understanding the future and planning for the future. He doesn't know what he will be doing next, or what he will be able to do. He feels like he's in a time wrap and he doesn't know how to move forward. I mean, I don't need to read all this, but you see, speaking of the structure of the story. he lost focus on his life and what he wants for himself. He's not enjoying life, and he's not looking forward to the future. Ken is looking for a way to overcome his anxiety and get back to living of the life. He heard about AI based product that can help. So now we are slowly introducing the the not product itself, but in the story, we are introducing what was the struggle of Cain, how this struggle has gone too far, what he changed in his life, and what he discovered as a new idea, and how this new idea is helping him. So, if we use this kind of storytelling approach also on Reddit and Quora, it will help us because we are not self promoting, but we are making a story around it. Okay, this is a weird security token that expires. Uh, so we need to go back. But I'll invite you to test this feature because it's still I'm trying to gather more feedback and improve this. But it's very useful because when you want to be on this platform like Reddit and Quora, you wanted to tell more stories, and through stories you want to convey your brand voice, right? So I think this is quite useful addition, but this is available to everyone, regardless of you have Quora or not. And it's kind of not directly influenced whether you have Quora or not, but you can use it, test everyone who has an LTD account. So I just wanted to make announcement about this. These all have a different structure of the story. And I made a drawing about it in the group, in CrawlQ group. But every time you um, push the button, you can do it one more time. You will see different structure of the story. Sometimes it will be short, sometimes it will be bigger, sometimes it will come more creative. Every time you press, it comes up with the structure of the story, which is very interesting. So I look forward for the feedback on this and improve this further. It's kind of very, very useful in connection with the Reddit and Quora because then you can create content here, which is not directly promoting the product, but in a story, it's selling the information. And of course, you need to edit and work with it because um, it's just a structure and all the meat is there. You need to make it is raw meat. You need to make it better and boil it and spice it and serve it in the right way where your audience are. I think it's good information. um, I'm sorry it took long, but Albert, back to you, and we can start replying answers to questions.
Okay, just Harish, just now I was looking at what they call the output from this Quora and Reddit was also displayed by Athena. But when it start rewriting it, is it rewriting it or is it just what they call copy and paste whatever that is inside?
Yeah. Yes. So let me explain it and let me be very clear on this. It's not rewriting or paraphrasing that Reddit or Quora content. It is taking this as an example and trying to try the intent from this content and some substance, and then ask Athena to completely create as it is that it was creating content before. So this additional source of example, because in language models like GPT-3 or any other, there are different types of model. Many people only are familiar with the Da Vinci model, which is popular, but there are models like Babbage, there are models which is Ada. If you train them and fine tune them, they are very good at understanding the job, the intent of that content. So we are not using only DaVinci, but mix of different models, and not only GPT-3 but AI 21 and some other mix and match approach. But that doesn't mean that it's a paraphrasing tool. It understands the intent, uh, whom we are talking, and what is the job behind this. So if I ask it to write in a more funny, dramatic way, in a more storytelling mode, then it will create content which is more funny, dramatic in a storytelling mode, but not necessarily it's rewriting the same part which is there on Reddit and Quora. These models like Babbage and others, they are designed to understand the job, the intent, and based on that create the content.
Okay. The only concern I have is because, I mean, if the models is not careful, uh, it will trigger what they call plagiarism. That means
Yeah.
duplicate content, because
Yes.
those already appear in Quora or Reddit. So if they are not careful, it might turn up content which considered as duplicate content by what you call Google. So how are you going to solve this uh, potential issue? Maybe is there a checker inside, or do we have to do a checking outside?
Right now, there is no plagiarism checker as such, and the best way to do is like use the different sources. So you have market research, you have Quora, you have Reddit, you have Google, and then Athena will pick the best in examples to guide and steer it. So then there's no possibility that there will be a duplicate, but um, I can guarantee you that the way we designed the structure is understanding the intent and not rewriting that. It's not a write me Athena, ask me Athena. It's not a paraphrasing tool. It's a semantically similar idea because I showed you maybe we missed that. I could read it also. I showed you the example from Quora and also the generated text. It was not exactly same. It was semantically similar in the context, and that's what we want to understand. What is the intent, what is the context, what is the semantic relationship, and then in the same, because we have our research that is dominating always, we have our target audience. So always whatever you feed it is not going to produce verbatim that, but the new information or the idea which is unique in relation to our target audience.
So I think it's also best to actually do a check, duplicate content check before we actually publish, right?
It's always recommended, I think, with any tool you use, I
Because
think.
I saw something quite similar, the wording, I mean, from Quora and inside the content created by Athena. So this
Mhm.
question actually comes out.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, sure, you're sure. Yeah, it's good question. And also, I think regardless, we should always check if there is you like plagiarism or not, regardless
Mm.
of the tool. But the way we constructed is trying to understand the intent from that examples and not reproduce them verbatim.
Okay, we should actually start answering the question by the audience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me project it up. Okay, this is asked by Abhishek.
So it's more for getting actual user personas. Instead of user persona, I would say that get the more relevant user generated content that people are discussing. So instead of just relying on Google, we also go to Quora and Reddit and take the information or content which people are actually discussing and engaged, right? So that's our goal.
How does this Athena decide which one to choose? Because I mean, in one subreddit there could be thousands of answers.
Right,
I mean,
right, right, right. So Reddit has a algorithm and it classifies its post as new, top, trending, rising. I think I showed in the
yeah, you
beginning.
you did say something
Yeah,
like that.
and I did quite. It's not
You have to
information.
share the
It's not.
screen again. It's not
Ah,
appearing.
oh yes. I'll share my screen again so that I touch that base again. You see, you see my screen, right?
Yes.
So in Reddit, there are different categories: hot, new, top, rising, best. Um, and I we did a quite research on this. So new are just newly published. Hot is the which are the content which get high voted. It's a ratio between the upward and downward, but also new. So it's a weighting between the new, which is trending, and a ratio between the upward and downward. Then there is like top, which get best post, which is get like total number of highest upwards. And then this is rising means I forget actually. I can share the link, but there is algorithm from Reddit, but we are picking up only on the top, which means highest upvoted post, top 20 highest upvoted post, right now in this setting, because you are right. If we take hundreds of posts, they will become irrelevant. They might not be the right one. So what we decided right now is to take this top, which is highly upvoted, and I think we are open, of course, to learn and research and also get your feedback, everyone's feedback, and improve this. But for now, I think it's sufficient if we take top 20 examples of the topic from Reddit, and they are top highly upvoted. So this is approach we followed, and of course we are learning as well. So we will improve this approach. Maybe people want to see, okay, if I switch from hot, new, top, rising, how the results will change. So this feature itself will go in a sort of evaluation or more
Mm.
phases, right? More improvement phases in future.
Okay.
Similarly, is the thing I think on Quora as well. Quora also has this upvote, downvote, and the best one. So the same approach is followed there as well.
Okay. So if you see, I have projected the second question by Faiz Musa.
Mhm. Does it curate intent in the comments? Identify pain points. Is it positive or negative? I think this is a really great question. So, as I mentioned before, we have a structure of market research, right? So, when you selected your market research and also Quora and Reddit, regardless if you select later or not, because we have the niche, sub niche, micro niche, some associated pain points, single big desire, blah blah blah. There's a big research already there. We have identified some pain point. So what it will do in the semantic search, when I identify something to write, it will semantically identify the similar comments which has the similar pain points that is already in the market research. So see the power, like we have already identified some pain points of our audience during the research. Now, when we are adding these sources, data enrichment, when you are using Athena, because Athena is a semantic search engine, it connects semantically similar ideas from the comment, and it feed this information into the content creation. So, yes, in that sense, it identified new pain points which are semantically related to your market research that you have done already. Positive, negative, I'm not sure, but given that it's not like a sentiment or classifier, I would say that it depends. Should I quit my job? Sounds kind of a negative, maybe, and it will pick up negative sentiments. Or should I start my business or something else will be different intent. So I think implicitly behind the scene, it picks up the new pain points. If that answers your question.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is a very relevant question because, I mean, by knowing how Athena actually, what I call works, then we know that, whether is it relevant to the intent, of the, what I
Yes.
call,
Yeah.
our,
Yeah, that's why your pre-research on the market research is very crucial.
okay, this is a financial question. So let me see who is asking this question. Anyway, this user were asking whether can they buy it at one-time fee for early adopters
Yes.
instead of
Um,
subscription. I know that now it's 70% off. It's about seventeen
yeah.
dollars per
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, it's already 70% lifetime discount. So every time when you renew monthly, you can you will get this guaranteed. You can cancel anytime, but when you cancel, you have the month is month, and it stays until month end. But when you subscribe back again, you can again get that 70% same. So because this is what I try to arrange in the best possible way. Um, you need to as a community also help us, because we need to get monthly recurring revenue. is very important for us. So you guys will understand that why this is not bringing this an additional LTD, because it gives wrong signal to investors, wrong signal to community, wrong signal to everyone who are engaged with us. So of course, I would love to do add as much as value I can. I already discussed with a lot of people before I bring this on. So 70% was below $20, and combined together, it was a kind of a good deal, I think. So and I'm always open for new ideas. If you have some ideas, if you want to share more posts to LinkedIn or some of your groups, suppose you've identified a group of brand strategists and they need the tool of Reddit and Quora. If you share them and come back to me, I'll be really helpful to you as well, back to provide some discounts or something which we can, which is a win-win for both. But at this moment, I need your help to get more monthly recurring revenue to CrawlQ, because that's how I
Okay.
will be able to. That's how I will be able to sustain the LTD as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
So
that's
this
true.
is really important.
So can we say that, let's say now they subscribe for 1 month, they can pause it. When you come back, you also still get the 70% discount.
Yes, yes, that's what I pre-agreed and discussed with our many early adopters in a small group, and they are representative of many different groups.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for that. This question, I wish there was a trial available. Sorry, I lost my voice as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can do only free trial on the main CrawlQ. For this, you can start a subscription, or I can do the demo. You can. Running a daily webinar also. You can jump. I can show you in your use case how to use it. But currently, it's not available to start a free trial on the add-on.
Okay, so let's move to the next question. So this is a very long question.
Is AI rephrasing and remodifying these answers, or just taking the answers and processing it to write plagiarism-free, unique content? I think the other part is true. We already explained this.
Mhm, yeah.
Um, how can we use Quora and Reddit add-ons to grow Quora answering with unique and detailed answer? I think the question is cut off here, but I already showed you. You can take a question, you can generate a long answer, you can post it back to Quora. I did already this, so I posted first this question here.
Yeah,
Um,
correct.
I showed you. I also did the training on Athena, so it pulled up some of this information back to Athena, even newly user generated content based on my question. You see, it's like also showing me how many views it has, upwards. This was my original question in my profile. You can verify it here. Yeah. So this is how I'm using it, and as I learn more, I'm happy to share more and more ideas. But you can use CrawlQ to generate a long answer and post it back, and you can find similar questions also. So you can answer also these questions at the same time when you post answer to this by just take this question, go to the editor, ask write me Athena, it will write the answer, add some more of your flavors to it and post it. So this way you can start engaging with the Quora.
Okay, thank you for your. So next question is this. Yeah, I also noticed why the needle never settle on some score is keep on moving.
Yeah, let me share. I think I
You have to share
answered
your
this
screen.
question. uh, can you see my screen?
No, you have not shared yet. Now yes.
Okay. I think in the past also I was trying to explain something, but I forgot to share. It's a small bug actually, and team will fix it. It was not on the priority, but because what happens when you do the second step of the market research, the data has grown too big, and I need to somehow limit the data, because now what is happening is comparing whole content that is written on the left hand side with the whole market research that is there. and this market research is very big information. So when we designed originally, we thought it will work like this. It is working like this, but then there is a timeout issue with the API. Now I'm going into technical details, but AWS API gateway has a standard timeout of 30 seconds. If you don't receive response, then it's sort of everything is working in the backend. It's calculating, but it's not sending to front end. So it's a bit technical issue to resolve. It will fix. It's not a big one. We have to limit the data that we compare with the market research. It's good enough to pick a sample data and then show a score rather than show every kind of semantic similarity. And I'm expanding this KPI a bit more. So we will have soon scores relating to your top competitors, relating to the top, how much topic coverage you have, what are top pains, for example. So this is kind of not finally settled here. We just started, let me say like this. It will come up more as an KPIs here to monitor.
Yeah,
Because
but I think you have to find some way to find a middle ground because user will be confused. You know why the needle keep on moving? Is it,
yeah, yeah, right, right.
okay?
No, I see it. It's a small bug, but I explained you some technical issue that will be fixed.
Okay, understand. Okay, Prakash Chandra is asking whether you have a white label program.
Right now, there is no white label program at this stage, but if there are more user demands, then we can start something like that. The part of the question is also um, white label user dashboard that allows me to create unlimited accounts or sub accounts. Right now it is not there, but if there are agency features, or like we have the plan agency plan which allows to add more clients, those agency plan are kind of white label, but not in the sense that you can have your own logo and change look and feel of the app. It will be super expensive to develop white label solution right now, because then now will get distracted. Right now our focus is to make the quality of the content really really good, yeah, really super exclusive content. And then now I think we already stabilized the whole product, and we have come to a stage now where we start focusing on more marketing and sales, but at the same time get some expert on the board for UI UX design. So that's my goal for next 4 or 5 months. um, I want to take opportunity for this forum also that we are working now officially with a new chip accelerator, which is California based accelerator program, and that has commitment also to invest with CrawlQ. So that will help us to understand different investment scenarios, different marketing channels, and it will bring more expert help to the team to expand ourselves and get more ideas. And of course then that time we can figure out in a strategy wise uh, how to introduce white label solution.
Okay, thank you for that. Let me move to the next question. Okay. But you're not doing a plugin, right? You're just using iframe.
Yes, right now I showed you you can use that iframe, and my team is working on to make it as responsive as possible. So you see most of the time we are used to embed iframes from YouTube, from different sources. We just embed it as an iframe in our blog and article. So this is as simple as possible. And I discussed, and there is a possibility to create via WordPress API, same thing. So once we stabilize this, I think the same structure that we are pushing as a responsive iframe, we can push the same thing via WordPress API as well, and that will be same thing. But first there are some changes that is needed in this iframe to make it more responsive, and also ability for user to create some css elements, so you can give your own branded colors. I have some workaround for this, but it's not that user friendly. So
Yeah, but
first
I
we
mean,
create
you will come to
responsive.
that, I think, eventually. So
Yes, yes,
those are cosmetic. So
right.
okay. let's move to the next question. Uh, yeah, this is a very good question, I think. How do you actually eliminate fake news or what? Or what I call not factual answer, not those incorrect answer.
Right. I want to be really manage your expectation here, and I want to give my like best possible honest answer. It's not possible to eliminate factually incorrect information until you have reviewed your market research. So your market research is factually correct. You're supposed to review each answer, make them correct, and as long as you feed that information, that is correct. But it's very hard to review individually all the information that came from Quora and Reddit. What I'm working with my developer is, can we download the whole information which is there on the Athena in a CSV file, and then let user review this information, and maybe in the similar pattern add more information. And that way, I think then we can make sure that the everything that is inside Athena is factually correct. But still there is a challenge that when we send this example to a language model like GPT-3, whether it will take that fact and not modify that fact again, that cannot be guaranteed, because that's a language model, that's a big neural network. It work on the probability based scenarios. So what we can do there, and that's what we did actually, whenever we are feeding the Quora Reddit information, we are reducing the creativity of the language model. So we are handling that part. We are reducing, they call parameter temperature. We are reducing the creativity so that it does not create the fact by itself. It take the fact which is already there. But if some factually incorrect information is there in Quora and Reddit, you cannot correct it right now because you don't have the access in a downloaded form or data. But this is also possible later, when you will be able to download the CSV file of the Athena, go through this information, correct it, update it is one time, but then you have it factually correct setup for yourself, for your clients.
Yeah, I
And
think,
hopefully we can upload this information also to Athena in a best way.
but I believe, I mean, as human, we have to be responsible for what we produce or we publish. So don't rely on AI to do all the job for us, for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, as a general rule, we should actually, cross check, fact check our own content, against all available resources before we actually publish, or else you will be penalized by Google anyhow, or maybe you will be what I got flagged down by other people who complain, that kind of thing. So that's my opinion.
Right, right. I think we should always double check our information before we post on any forum,
Yeah, or else
because
we or else
with the
everything will be done by AI. Then okay, okay. I think we have covered most of the question. So yeah, that's all.
So, if anyone looking forward for Quora and Reddit add-on is available directly when you look when you subscribe to it, or when you have the feature enabled inside, right? And there's a page here which provide more and more information, detailed information. And as I mean, we have been trying to make it we have been trying to make it as user friendly as possible. So I welcome all your feedbacks, and if there is anything that can be done, like give me like 3 steps that you think we can do, and that will have a huge impact on your workflow. So always happy to hear your feedbacks and new ideas. And if you have some collaborative ideas, suppose if you wanted to share this with more users on the LinkedIn, where we can find new audience, right? We already kind of having the good reach within our communities where different groups are there. But if you are active on a new channel, let's say if you are active on LinkedIn, then I would like to work together with you, where you can share this information, give me a screenshot, and you can claim kind of 100% discounts. Not only three winners here, but if you spread the message, get some engagement, show me screenshot, I will be able to at least help. uh, I will be very happy to everyone who are there in this call who have asked question. If you show me just a screenshot that you have published on the LinkedIn, because that's where the new channel will be there, and if
Yeah.
you
Okay.
show me screenshot, I will be able to give you 100% discount on the Reddit and Quora, but only to the people who are right now in the call.
Harris, why don't you post it in the group comment so that the attendees will
Yeah,
know what to do.
I will
That would,
post it. I'll
yeah.
post it. But that
Okay.
will help everyone, you also, because you invested your time in this call. And if you can bring it together as a value, that would be really good.
Okay. So now it's time to. I mean, before we leave, we end this. We have three. What they call winner to choose from. So as usual, I think I will ask you to ask three questions. Simple question for them to answer. So whoever answer first will get the prize. Is that okay?
Shall I ask her? You are saying me? I should ask a question?
Yeah, you mean I mean the audience are here, so we have to
Yeah.
choose three winners. So those who have attended, will definitely can answer this question. I mean, just ask three simple questions.
Right. Right. Okay. Um, so then how the answer will be posted? Will be
Or they
posted
have to
back.
post it in the chat. So they will choose the first answers.
Okay. It's difficult to ask some questions, but let me think.
Okay, why don't let me ask the first question, right?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay,
That will
guys,
give me.
please listen carefully. Uh, what is the price of this add-on after 70% discount? So please answer it correctly. The first one who answer correctly, you will get 100% discount for that. What is the price of this add-on after 70% discount? Okay, we have a winner. No. Wait. Haris, which is the correct one? 17.5 or 17.4, 17.49? I think that is
It's uh, it's very close, right? All of
so we
these,
have to
but
choose
seven.
one that is the exact
Yes,
answer.
yes,
The
but
first one.
seven. Fira was correct when she posted her reply. 17.40.
17.40. But
17.40. Yeah, 17.4 was correct answer and was first posted by Fira. I think I saw that.
yeah, Fira was a okay. If you go into the Facebook, Fira Lasa is the first one who posts 17.4. So Fira Lasa win the first 100% discount. Congratulations, Fira.
You're very lucky with CrawlQ. I think she also won the last time.
Oh, yeah. I
Fira.
think he also won the a prize last time, so it's very useful for her. Okay, so you have to ask the second question to choose the second winner.
Okay, so my question might be a bit difficult, but how? What are the? Can you name four different sources on which Athena is trained? You already know two.
That's easy.
Can,
Can you repeat the question because some of them might not
okay.
hear you?
Can you name four sources on which Athena is trained? But we do training every time, and we use four different sources for it to train. So name please all the four together.
Oh, wait, almost
More
there.
answers. More answers.
Abhishek, you're almost there.
Yes. Market research, Quora, Reddit. Um, yeah, when you say search intent, it's almost like Google. I'm getting very close with three. Google, Reddit, Quora. That's very close. And I think the answer is correct if Ankit replaced search intent with Google, but that doesn't matter. Search intent is equal to Google. So I think this answer will be correct if we
So
take
who
Ankit.
is the right? Who is the
Ankit.
oh,
Ankit.
Ankit Jadli. Okay,
Yeah.
congratulations, Ankit. You won the second one. So last question, make it more
Okay.
simple.
Right. Mm. Can you name like how many three like two platforms on which we launched CrawlQ in the past 1.5 year? Two platforms. That is also very simple.
Two platform where you launch a CrawlQ, right?
Yes, yes.
Don't tell me they don't know.
Yes. I think the first one is correct. AppSumo, Product Hunt. We were never on the deal mirror.
So Jao
So
Ortega is a winner, right?
yes.
Congratulations, Jao Ortega. You are the winner. Okay, guys, that's it. I just want to announce the winners are Fira Lasa, Ankit Jatli, as well as Jao Ortega.
Right.
Congratulations for getting the answers correct. And definitely, I hope that you guys will actually like this. If I'm not wrong, three of you also have been what they call they have won the
Maybe,
LTD prices. If I'm not wrong.
or they are the user of LTD, I'm sure.
Okay, that's great.
So it
That's
will
great.
be easy to apply this. And as a further offer to everyone who are here, you don't miss it if you also can help to spread the message on LinkedIn. So find people like with brand strategist, content strategist, if you can post in their group, or if you are active in some communities, and if you can show me screenshot, I'll be able to make you all winner. So let's make the CrawlQ winner and you all become winner.
Yeah.
But only people who are in the thread and present in this
Yeah.
webinar.
Okay. Thank you, Haris. You are very generous. I know. Remember, whoever who are actually present in this webinar, Facebook Live, you will share it in the LinkedIn. You can actually take a screenshot to share it with Haris. Haris will give you 100% discount for this what they call Reddit Quora Add-ons. Okay.
Yes, let's make it, guys. And thank you
Okay.
for all your feedback, support, and the time that you spent here.
Okay. So before we end, I would like to say a big thank you to Haris, for attending this webinar, and also to the audience, who actually stay up to now. We are actually 20 minutes past the scheduled time, and I hope everybody wins. So just do a simple task, share it with in the LinkedIn, and everyone's win in this webinar. Thank you, and we'll say goodbye and good night to everybody.
Goodbye, good night. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time and attention. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye bye.